Listen to it too. Straight.
LondonHotRadio.com. Tune in now for shout outs and requests. Call, WhatsApp, or SMS us on 0044.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Robo Sports Edition here. Make sure all my mics are on. Don't want to be doing what Miss Trixie was doing earlier and then blaming the equipment, you know what I mean? I personally blame management, you know? Can't get the staff these days. Anyway. Don't treat Trixie like that, man. Gotta give her a round of applause. Yeah, big up Trixie Lee and a big show like that. Fun management for pressing that button there. You know what I mean? There he goes again. Thinks he's funny. Anyway, welcome to the Mam Show Sports Edition. This is where we talk about sports, discuss what's been going on, and we've had an eventful weekend. We normally go through the Premier League results. If you want to get involved, you know what to do. It's 07770 603 264. That's 07770 603 264. You can also get involved in the Twitter, London Hot Radio, WhatsApp, on that number also. Events of the weekend, we saw the Premiership coming to a close. Games on the weekend, Southampton versus Leicester. Southampton went down to 10 men. We thought it was going to be a repeat of last year's game where they got slapped up 9-0 when they went down to 10 men in the first 10 minutes. But Southampton showed some resilience, fought back and got a draw out of the game. Good performance by them. I mean, I'm sure Ralph Hassan Hutul, as you know, I like saying his name, I like him. I'm sure he might have had his heart in his mouth when he saw his player get sent off. Even though he didn't think it was a sending off, he didn't exactly say anything to the player when the player came off the pitch. He just kind of like ignored him, basically. I felt that was a bit harsh for you to say. Well, maybe he had to see it first because he was actually looking at a monitor when Yannick Westerveld got sent off. I don't even know if his first name's Yannick, but it just sounds good. It's something like that. But when I say Yannick, I think of Balassi. Whatever happens, he plays for Middlesbrough these days, don't he? Anyway, I digress. So Southampton played good. I think Leicester had a poor game. I mean, I think they're comfortable now. They're away from fourth place. A few points. I don't know exactly what the points are. But they've got a bit of a gap. And so, obviously, they're already on their holidays. So, yeah, that was a bit of a... I didn't know what was really going to happen in that game, really. But it was all right game. Not too bad. But, so that was Leicester and Southampton. 1-1 win that game. Next game we'll talk about. Let's talk about this game, Everton and Villa. Now that was a good game, isn't it? Now, what is it? Over the few weeks, you might have been thinking like, Villa's a one-man team because they haven't been doing too well without Jack Grealish. But I'm sure Dean Smith and John Terry's been in them players' ears, like saying, "Oi, don't make these people think you guys are a one-man team. They don't even call you Aston Villa no more. They call you Grealish. So you other 10 players fix up." And I believe that's what they have done. Ollie Watkins has stepped up to the plate. Big up yourself, Ollie Watkins, coming from the Championship, yeah. And just, how many games you got? 9 goals, 9 or 10 goals in the first season in the Premiership. Well done, mate. And you look like a very humble youth. You know, some people you can look at them. Like, I'll give you an example. Look at Saint Maximum and look at Ollie Watkins. Now, Saint Maximum looks. I'm not saying he's not humble or whatever, but he just looks a bit extravagant, Gucci headband or what. Ollie Watkins now just looks the opposite of that, innit? Like humble. So to me, he looks to me anyway. He looks humble. He looks like a humble, nice, decent lad. So I'm happy he's banging in goals in the Premiership. But the move, I can't wait to get to it. The move Traore done on Alan on the right hand side of the pitch, yeah, where he does a little step over with his left foot and then does a little back heel sort of Cruyff, not even a Cruyff turn, just a little back sort of turn. Alan dropped on all fours. He really dropped on all fours. It was an amazing move. That is what I love to see in football, innit? But that Traore for Villa, he's actually class, you know. He's predominantly left-footed, but he's technique and he's silky as well. He looks good. He looks good on the ball. Yeah, left-footed players. I say this all the time, but left-footed players generally tend to look kind of more silkier on the ball, and he's silky smooth, that dude. So yeah, who got El Ghazi? El Ghazi, he scored the winner for Villa in that game. They beat Everton 2-1. El Ghazi looks like, and I'm not being disrespectful to him because he looks like a good player, but he looks like a yeah, no, don't worry about what he looks like. He looks like a good player, but he's just yeah, he looks like a good player. He just modelled himself a bit on Ronaldo, but a cheap version of it, if you understand what I mean. Because sometimes I can see like just little fake versions of Ronaldo in him, like, but you know, doesn't, just flashes, but not like as good. So let's say all right, Ronaldo's Ronaldo. Like say he's, well, let's liken it to top brands. Like, I don't know what you think a top brand is. So like let's keep it simple. Like Waitrose and let's say Asda. There you go. Yeah. So Ronaldo's at Waitrose and he's like a cheap version of Asda. Flashes that you see in not that it's any disrespectful. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just saying, in my opinion, what I see. So, but anyway, he scored the winner. Aston Villa won 2-1. Now they're not labelled a one-man team anymore. Jack Grealish, Dean, and Dean can sleep easy because they got that label off their back. Traore's piece of skill for me was the skill of the weekend. Even though, moving on to the next game, which was Brighton versus Leeds, even though Danny Welbeck's, do you know, normally when the ball is on the floor, you would call that a Cruyff turn. Just like if you shot a ball from the ground, it would be called a Cruyff turn. But what if you shoot from the air? That's called a volley. So what do you call a Cruyff turn? He took the Cruyff turn on the half volley Cruyff turn. That's it. That is it right there. He done a half volley Cruyff turn, beat two players, lined it up, and hit side netting with his left foot. This is what Sir Alex Ferguson saw in Danny Welbeck when he was in Man United, yeah? Which is why he brought him through the ranks and put him in the first team, innit? And then Moisey come and sold him. Disrespected the thing. But now, and then he suffered injuries. I really like Danny Welbeck as well. He's another one that looks really, really humble. But yeah, that goal for me, yeah, that touch, yeah. You know when you hear the word sublime, that is the picture you should think. Like, left them for dead. They couldn't do nothing. And he had all the time in the world just to line up his shot, and he tucked it away. And that is the best bit about it. Like the touch, the half volley Cruyff turn was good. It was beautiful. It was sublime. However, if he didn't finish, it wouldn't have been a moment of beauty. So understand, in its own right, it's beautiful, it's sublime, it's beautiful, it's everything. That's football. But if he didn't apply the finish to that, then it wouldn't be beautiful. It would have been stained, it would have been ugly, it would have been like, oh, look at that move. Oh, is that what happened at the end? But because he slapped it in, oh man, because he slapped it in, whoosh, yeah, and not only did he slap it in, side netting. As a striker, that's what you tell you to aim for, innit? You've got the whole goal, but you just want the side nettings, innit? Yeah? Whenever you shoot, if you're going for the side nettings, if you aim for side nettings, more often than not, you hit the target, you score. It's proven facts. So, well done, Danny Welbeck. And I got to get on you. Listen, that in that game, Brighton did have some chances, like really did, and as usual, yeah, Brighton won the game 2-0. Yeah, I think Pascal Gross scored a penalty and Danny Welbeck scored. But in that game, they missed a couple chances, and yes, guess what? Number one target problem man, Mope. This is what I'm saying. So they're saying that basically they want to see Brighton back in the Premiership next season because they play really, really good football and they want to see what they'll do. But if they personally, if you not keep Mope, or keep him, but get a better striker because he just misses too many chances in it. And for me, that's not good enough. Like, I feel he should have a bit more composure. You played in the Premiership for long now. If it was the beginning of the year, I'd understand. You might be a bit. Mate, you was even there last year. What am I talking about? But even if it was, but by now you should be settled. I feel you rush yourself. You rush all the time. Just take your time. Yeah. So take a leaf out of Mr. Welbeck's book, man. Welbeck, do me a favour. Teach Mope how to finish in it. How to have that composure in the final third in it when it comes just to striking the ball, because that's what he needs. He's all round play for me is all right, but his finishing is poor and he's a striker, so I don't really deem him as any good. But if his finishing was half decent and he's always all round play is all right, then he's just a decent player. But for now, I feel he should be in the Championships. Is my opinion. But who am I to talk? It's not like I played any sort of level of football, so I'm just giving my opinion, which is actually allowed and valid. So, well, to you it might not be. To me, it's valid. So, hence why I give it. So, Mope, do me a favour. Take a leaf out of Danny Welbeck's book and get on the shooting practicing thing. After training, don't go home and jump on the PlayStation, Xbox, whatever you do, drive your cars, walk your dogs, ride your horses, whatever you do, yeah, don't do that. Stay back after training, having shooting practice with Danny Welbeck. I'll tell Danny Welbeck to help you out. Yeah, he's listening to this in my dreams. But anyway, just get on the practice. Get on the practice, mate. Get on the practice. But well done to Brighton. They won that game 2-0. Leeds now looked a bit flat, really. I mean, I don't know if it's how Brighton played, pressing them. They done a Leeds on Leeds or whatever, what it was. But they weren't quite themselves. I think that was for me, that was the poorest performance I've seen by Leeds this season. I'm not saying I watch Leeds every week. There might have been one, but I haven't noticed it until this one, until now. So, yeah, if there had been a poor performance, yeah, I had not noticed it until now. And watching that game, I felt it was a very poor performance by Leeds. Chelsea, Fulham. I don't want to keep on repeating myself, but I will. I'm still so amazed by the shortcomings of Lampard compared to Tuchel, because 2 losses in 22 games, right, in a proper advantageous position over Real Madrid, because they got the home leg here. And they look like they can be in the top 4 for the next season. So Tuchel's come over, taken over halfway, and just flipping changed up the thing. Like, he's given new lease of life to players that we thought were dead and buried. Like, it looks like he's getting the Kai Havertz. I wouldn't say he's getting the best out of it. I could just say Kai Havertz looks like he's beginning to settle now. Don't know if it's under the manager because he's German and they can like banter in their language, and it maybe he feels more comfortable because obviously this is what I feel about them things there. So he's got to play for the German team, Kai Havertz. So Tuchel has to play him in. And Tuchel does, because Germany. Well, I don't know, but I just feel like hey, you got to get a game. But what I'm saying is, yeah. The shortcomings and blah, blah, I'm totally amazed by that. I really know that I don't know nothing about football, because I actually thought Lampard was doing all right, give him a bit of time. But now I changed my mind and realised that maybe he did need a bit more experience, because obviously Tuchel probably it's the experience and being that he's dealt with players before and how to deal with them, and yeah, it's all of that makes Chelsea 22 games with 2 losses. So Um, hats off to where hats off is due. So well done, Mr. Tuchel. Even though I'm not really a big Chelsea fan, but you done alright. You impressed me. Kai Havertz the other day. Look how he's playing now. He plays. They call it silky, but he's one of those players that when it looks like he's not putting in no effort. Yeah, that. He looks like he really like. I mean, even his first goal, right? Even the first goal, like the reason. Wait. Before in talking of his first goal, I have to talk about the touch from Mason Mount. But I'm going to park that a minute because I want to get to Mason Mount. But Kai Havertz now, so when he gets played in that ball and he makes that run in that dark pass to him, it looks like he is making no effort. Like he's playing on the playground, if you understand what I mean. And it's competitive out there. So when a player looks like that, that means they're good, innit? My jury is out on him, but just the way he's looking right now, he's looking like he doesn't make no effort. The crossfield ball by Chilwell to him, yeah, and his first touch on that bomb with his left foot, and then he cuts inside, gives it to Werner, and carries on running, and he just slips it past the keeper. It's effortless. Do you know what that means? That means he's a good player. So even though my jury's out, I'm still saying he's a good player, even though I haven't really seen the goodness of it. I'm saying I saw 2 moments of quality the other day, but the consistency. You know why, lads? I say this all the time in this football thing. Yeah? For me, it doesn't matter about the team or the player, how well they're doing at the time. It's what matters is the consistency. And that defines a good team and a good player. Now, back onto Mason Mount. This boy is consistent. Consistent. I mean, I've spoken to people. I'm like, oh, he's golden by £1 this. He gets into England squad. Why is he doing it? But you know what? I fully back him. He gets whatever he's getting, all the plaudits in the England squad. He gets it. Because for me, he is a player in it. He is a player in it. I don't care if you don't like him or whatever, but I like to recognise players, and it's not only from that touch, from that ball, but this boy is consistent. Week in, week out, he puts in performances that are definitely 6.5 and above. Probably even 7 and above all the time. I don't think, I've seen him have poor game. When he started in the Premiership with Lampard, I was a bit iffy about him. I'm like, you're always falling over, you're trying too hard. But do you know what that was? That was just him getting up to pace with the Premier. Because obviously Championship pace is a different pace. Yeah? And it's probably a different game because it's more physical down there. Whereas in the Premier League, you can't really get touched. So, that's how I see it. But I'm saying his consistency levels, for me, are consistent. They don't drop. These levels don't drop. They just stay at one level. And for me, for a player to do that consistently, week in, week out, yeah, you must be good at it. So, Mason. Not even Mason. Yeah, Mason. Well done, mate. Big yourself up. Yeah. Well done for coming through that academy. And well done for putting, because people would have thought, oh, yeah, you was only getting your opportunity because Lampard, you came from Lampard, you're Lampard's golden boy or whatnot, and then obviously you got into the England squad. And then it's like, you use Southgate's golden boy. But I tell you what now, yeah, forget all that golden boy talk aside. Even if that was true, for me, you've showed it on the pitch, innit? Even if you got in on a fact. Shown it 100%. 100% you've shown it. Yeah, 100% you've shown it on the pitch. So well done. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking, what?
It's good that you
See? Yeah, technical. Yeah, I don't blame no one. I said the mic ain't working. See, I touched something and the mic weren't working. See what I'm saying? That's Trixie Lee trying to mess up the things. Trixie Lee trying to mess up the ting. It's all right, Trixie. Why are you still here? Trying to flop my show. She's working on sabotage. It's all right though. It's all right. Yeah. So anyway, well done, Mason Matt. Yeah, well done, Mason Matt. So yeah, Chelsea and Chelsea played Leeds. They bust. They are two. Oh no, Leeds. Sorry, Chelsea played Fulham. Next door neighbours played each other. Yeah, Kai Havertz got both goals. Timo Werner. Now Timo Werner. In the build-up to, was it his second goal? I can't remember. There was a build-up. Oh, that was it. The Ziyech chance where Werner gets the ball, he runs into space, and then Ziyech is in the middle, and then he passes it to Ziyech. Yeah? And then the commentator says, "Oh, it was very unselfish for Werner not to shoot there. Most other strikers wouldn't have passed that." Of course, most other strikers wouldn't have passed that. Any striker suffering from a lack of confidence is the only person that's going to pass that. I don't think a midfielder full of confidence would have passed that, let alone a striker full of confidence. Obviously, Timo Werner is struggling right now. Like, I feel it for him. But you get me? It's a different pace, mate. You need to get up to it. You might be fast and all that, but you need to go and meet Mopé and Danny Welbeck. Because I'm not saying Danny Welbeck needs it. Danny Welbeck is the one schooling you like how to do these things, innit? Because he's a striker. So you two need to go down the coastal, go down Brighton and whatever. Knock him up. Say, "Hey, Welbeck, please take me on this shooting practice and get your feet sorted, yeah, and stay after training for about 2 hours a day, yeah. And all you're doing is shooting, right? All you're doing is shooting. When you finish that, lie on the physio table, make him give you a little rub down. And if you ain't got a physio, go home and get a little rub down." Yeah. Either way, yeah, get it done. Because if you did that, get your shooting boots on, Werner, you'd impress me. But right now, I'm happy that you didn't come to NFC. You probably happy you didn't come to NFC too, because it don't look like they're going to be in the Champions League next season. But that is all can change, innit? That all can change. So I left this one to last because, well, it's not really the last. Crystal Palace versus Man City. Man City took it to them, didn't they? Man City took it to Crystal Palace. Aguero rolled back the years, and Pep started talking about he's in love with him. No homo. Well, you don't know if it's no homo because you don't know what them lot get up to in that Palace, Schick's Palace it is. But I understand his appreciation for him. Yeah. And Aguero looked sharp in that. Of that goal he scored was just first touch amazing. There was a lot of good first touches in the Premiership this weekend. A lot of quality first touches. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, a lot of quality first touches. But I got to say, I'm not sure which one I like best out of him and Danny Welbeck's one. Like, to me, they were both what I would call strikers' goals, innit? So you don't. The thing is, yeah, the thought process of those goals are what they are, innit? So when the ball's in the air, Danny's seen where the players are, and he knows, right, I execute this one. It's just a 1-2 finish. One touch to get it into space. Boom. With Aguero's one now, he's running into goal. Yeah. So he's not thinking to himself, "Oh, if I get this ball, I'm going to shoot." He's running into goal, looking to get any sort of touch in it, yeah, to make a chance to score a goal, right? So let's say he might, yeah. So the way the ball comes to him, his first touch is what makes him think, yeah, I strike it. Because if his first touch doesn't sit up right, he can't strike it, can he? So the thought process isn't, "Oh, I'm going to have one touch and shoot." The thought process is, the ball's coming, up, control, oh, it's gone there, I can shoot, bam! Yeah, because I heard people discussing what the thought process would be on the radio. And, I'm hearing them say, oh yeah, he already knows what he's going to do before he does it. No. Nah. All he knows what he's going to do is he wants to score a goal. So he's running towards the goal. He knows if he's going to get the ball, he's going to shoot. But he doesn't know how the ball is going to come to him. Yeah? So we can't know how he's going to control it before he gets it because he doesn't know how the ball is going to come to him. Do you understand? So all he knows is, I want to score a goal. I want to control it and score a goal. Yeah? Yeah, he knows that. Yeah? But he doesn't know how he's going to control it until the ball is played, innit? Because if the ball comes in his head or his chest or whatever, the ball might miss him. He might not be able to control it. But he knows that if that ball comes anywhere near him, this is what he wants to do. So depending on how the ball comes into him, is how he reacts. So when that ball is fizzes to him, his first thought is, I need to control this ball. When it goes up like that, then his second thought is, oh, I can strike this ball and boom. And that's where the speed of thought comes into it, which makes him a great player, which makes Pep eulogize over him and talk about how much he loves him. But then, may I ask, who is actually in control of the player situation in Man City? Is it Pep? Is it Sheikh? Because if you love a player so much, and he's an instinctive striker like that, which you seem to need against your, well, I know they've done well with the false nine, but I see loads of situations where if Aguero was on the pitch, games will be wrapped up in like the first half quickly, like not so much pressure on the team. But what I'm saying is, yeah, so that's why I asked the question, who run things in Man City? Once again, you can get involved. It's 0777 0603 264. That's 0777 0603 264. 0777 0603 264. I said that 3 times because I said it a bit fast. So if you was writing it down and missed it the first time, you can get it the second time. And if you missed it the third time, well, you better listen in 5 minutes. It might come again. But yeah, so Aguero, if you like him so much, why are you letting him leave? So is it because he wants to leave? I want to know the ins and outs of this. Like, because obviously if you want to leave, then, I love you so much. All right, cool, you can let him leave, innit, on a free. I don't mind that free business because I'm hearing things saying, can you let him go on a free? Well, what if the place he wants to move can't afford to pay Man City for him? And then he's given a lot to Man City. He's been there over 10 years. He's won titles with him. He's got the iconic moment of the Premiership, I think. Well, yeah, that's, yeah. You never forget that. All right, so you got that. He's got that. He's given him history. He's given him status. Yeah. So why wouldn't you let him go for free if he was going to a club where they couldn't afford to pay you for him? But I don't know what really goes on with them deals, innit? But I think it would be sad to see Kun Aguero go, Yeah. And I don't really think he got the respect he deserved in the Premiership still. And I don't know whether it's because he wasn't like a Balotelli, because he's another one that just looks humble, and he doesn't. He's been there 10 years and he doesn't look like he's got the grasp of the language. So he could be like a Gareth Bale. He couldn't be asked to learn English, and then obviously the media don't really take to him. And then, I don't know. It's all politics in this football thing, isn't it? All politics. But anyway, City beat Crystal Palace 2-0. Yeah, which meant that if Liverpool got to beat Man United the day after when City played, then City would be crowned champions. But as you know, that didn't happen. So Sunday's events unfolded, and we had Spurs versus Sheffield United. You know how that went down. Spurs are chasing a sort of spot. United already down. Sheffield United already down. There's no fight left in the minute. I'll be honest, I was going to try and make it out like I watched it, but I didn't watch it. But from just looking at that score, it's like there's no fight left to them. But you shouldn't always judge a book by the cover. So maybe it was a very interesting game, and they nearly lost 4-0. Or should I say, they nearly didn't lose 4-0. I don't know. I don't see how that works. You can't nearly not lose 4-0. You can nearly not lose 1-0. But you can say, I don't know, innit? But yeah, Tottenham whooped them 4-0. That's what the results say. Tottenham won. Sheffield United are done, relegated. End of. I actually believe that Fulham are done, relegated. End of, and that is it for West Bromwich Albion 2. Those three have gone down. I don't know if he really made it exciting because I only talk about West. I don't know if he made it exciting because they were the three bottom from time, innit? There was a little flutter with Brighton and Newcastle and all of that, but you knew deep down that you three were going down. You don't really think like pundits would be like, oh yeah, it was exciting. The relegation battle after that for it. Scotty Parker's even saying, oh, we got 4 games left. I know we can win them games. Else hold a beer. It's a brave face, Scott. It's a brave face. A brave face. I understand what you're doing. You got to do it to motivate your players. You got to do all of that. But trust me, Daddy. And you know what? Listen, if it happens, I'm not saying nothing like I'll eat my hat or nothing like that. If it happens, it happens. But in my opinion, right now, in just my humble opinion, I humbly think that the 3 teams that are going down. West Brom, Fulham, and the other one. But what I'm saying is, it's not like it's rocket science to work it out anyway. Because if I said that prediction in the beginning of the season, then I would have been like, yeah, I told you, but I didn't say that. And I didn't. It's not rocket science to look at the table now and just say that. So it's not like I'm saying anything that anybody doesn't know. Maybe apart from Scotty Parker, because he really believes that. Well, he says he's got to say all the right things, isn't he? So, that's how it goes sometimes. You've got to say the right things as a manager sometimes, and not the real thing, but just the right thing. So the realness might not even be that, but it's not the right thing to say, so you can't say it. Newcastle got beaten by Arsenal 2-0. I think Aubameyang scored and someone else. David Luiz went off injured. Now, yeah, I got to talk about this because I'm not a criticizer of managers. You guys know this, innit? But what is Arteta still doing in a job? I'm confused about this one. Because Lampard's gone. And what did Arteta do better than Lampard? What did did the FA Cup thing, yeah? Is that what saved him, yeah? Because I know what these Arsenal fans are like. They love an FA Cup. So, and the Community Shield when he won it against Liverpool in the beginning of the season. So, is this the reason Arteta is still in the job? Because I feel, yeah, I'm not even on the average of drawing out games and looking at averages and that. But personally, just from looking out and feeling that, not looking at no figures and that, I feel that Arteta, his record is no good, mate. Yeah, I'm not kind of sure how much losses or gains he's got, but I just saying from just looking at it, I feel because I've never Arsenal are not really having a good time. Do you know what I mean? They're not really having a good time. It's not like how do I put it? It's not like you're hearing positive results or feedback regarding them. Like so, for instance, in Arsenal. Okay, what I mean is, so they had Europa League last week here. I didn't even realise they were playing because we don't watch on Thursday football. You know what I mean, Champions League don't watch Thursday football. Anyway, so but what I noticed is that Man United beat Roma 6-2. I didn't look for the result, but because it was a big result or positive result, I just saw it. Whereas I had to go look for the Arsenal result, and that's when I knew that they lost. Because if it was, and that's what happens mostly with Arsenal. I feel like Arsenal are going to play today. I forget, and then tomorrow it's like, oh, I wonder what happened with Arsenal. But because they're not positive results. If they're positive results, probably Arsenal fan would have texted me and said, oh, did you see my? So I would already know what's happening. So from judging it like that, I'm not getting those texts regularly of fans trying to mock it. So I'm guessing Arsenal are not really having a good season. And I thought Arteta was the saviour, and he's in there now, and you're not having a good season. So my question is, how has he still got a job when man like Lampard was kicked out of a job? It's confusion. Yeah, like obviously flipping. What's his name? Roman Mr. Abramovich doesn't waste no time in getting rid of managers, but Kronk here now, mate. They had Wenger for 25 years, innit? And getting them that top four. But listen, Arteta, you're gonna come unstuck if you don't get the top four. I don't know if you get another season, or they're gonna bring someone in that can get them that constant top four thing. Yeah, go back to Wenger. That's what I say. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not an Arsenal fan. I don't really care what you don't do, to be honest. As far as I'm concerned, later to the Arsenal. You know what I mean? But another game that was postponed, that was meant to be played yesterday, was Mighty Reds. I say Mighty Reds as in LFC, not Man United. You lot are not like second mighty. No, seriously, on a real note, yeah. Take these things serious. You Man United fans are on a different level, and I'm not even gonna call you lot fans. I'm just gonna say whoever organised this thing to go shut down Man United, you're on a different level, innit? It's not because I'm a bit. I don't know whether because I don't know whether not. I'm not annoyed. I'm not. It doesn't make sense, and I don't. In a way, it does make sense if you get what I mean. So let me try and compute that into a sensible sentence for understanding. So, what am I saying now? These people that did whatever they did, yeah. So I won't call them fans, yeah, because obviously some fans might be upset like that. So I say allegedly, these alleged Man United fans, because if you allege yourself as a fan, you can't be offended by me saying that. And if you do not allege yourself as a fan, you can't be offended by me saying that. But these alleged fans did what they did, yeah. Whopped in, yeah. Whopped in, bah, smashed up things and that. And then you're like, how does that actually help your cause? Right? Because if I'm a Glazer and I'm sitting in Florida watching the TV of you smashing up my gaff, yeah, that cost me, in the grand scheme of things, hear what I'm going to say, yeah, I've got big dough because I'm a Glazer. So Man United cost me how much? Compared to, so let's take it their money in real term. I reckon Man United cost him about, what, 10,000 compared to the money he's got, right? So he's sitting there watching you lot smash up his 10,000 yard gaff, yeah, thinking, well, at least the insurance can see it. They're going to pay me out. I don't see how smashing up the show. I get the protest, don't get me wrong. I even get going into the stadium. I get all of that. Yeah, but I just don't get how smashing it up started this. Because we're costing the Glazers money. No, you're not really costing the Glazers money, mate. Yeah, because insurance is going to cover it because it's live on screen that. See, insurances, they're dodgy, innit? And they just trying to take money out of people for anything. So they might be trying to suck them Glazers too. Because they'll turn around and say, how did they breach it? Because that's another thing that I get confused about. Obviously, I'm going to say obviously it was an inside job. Like, I know the inside. Like, I had some sort of inside information, but I don't. But another thing I get confused about is how did they get in the stadium? It's not like we're not in COVID, in a pandemic. And there's a lot of... Well, they said they reckon they pushed down some barriers or whatever and pushed past security doors. But there were thousands of them, so maybe they did. Maybe they actually did. Because someone was saying it could be like, oh, it's an inside job. You know, like inside man. Look, oh, here you go. Just brush me up a bit, but pretend like, yeah. So someone was saying it was like that. Right? It could be an inside job. But then when you think about it, yeah, it might not be. And it could be exactly the way they're saying it. I mean, why I say that is, if there was thousands of fans, and obviously it's unexpected. They're not expecting thousands of fans. They're expecting a little protest or something like that. You know what I mean? Do you know what? I don't know. All I know is a madness happened at Old Trafford. And it stopped the Liverpool game and Man United game going ahead. And it delayed City's picking up of the trophy because Liverpool were going to bust United face. So in that respect, yeah, we didn't get to see all of that. And now everybody's got something to say about it, right? From flipping Gary Neville to Boris Johnson, but I don't understand. I don't know if they're justifying it or because Boris Johnson's talking about he understands people's strength of feelings, and in the aftermath of the thing. So what? I understand you understand that. So, but are you going to tell me you condone it? I don't know. But he said what is it on? Like, oh, two police officers got attacked as well. Yeah, one of whom was attacked with a bottle and sustained a significant slash wound to his face, requiring hospital treatment. So these are the sort of things I'm talking about. Yeah. So how does slashing that policeman in the face affect the Glazers? Like, how? And that's like, I'm all about for a protest, yeah. But if you can't explain to me how it makes sense, yeah, what's the flipping point of it? Yeah? I saw videos of this. I'm sure that yeah, there was people in there with their kids in it. This is what it means to our son. Like, let's go, let's go, let's go. Like, how are you gonna take your kids somewhere like that? I'm baffled by that. How are you gonna do anything remotely violent in front of your child? That don't make no sense. And you might say, "Oh, it wasn't violent. I just took him there." But there is going to be violence. It's football. It's like it's unregulated. You're going to protest. You're going to act like hooligan, 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 and all of that. It don't make no. I mean, you see, I think it's a good idea that we've been able to do things and make it pretty clear that the European Super League is not going to be appreciated by people of this country, right, or by the government. That's Boris talking about that, talking to the European Super League. Yeah? But are you condoning these actions, Boris? Because I don't understand. Yeah, you're probably going to say, "Oh, I don't condone the actions," but who knows what you do? You know what I mean? But yeah, that's those riots going on. That was the riot. That was the Man United riots and all of that. But in other news, let's go over the water now. Juventus have lost their stronghold over Serie A. I think AC Milan took that, didn't they? A quick check on that. But the question is, where is these players going to be next season? Players like Ronaldo, is he going to come back to the Premiership? Or what? Yeah, is he going to come back to the Premiership? But yeah, so yeah, basically, so Juventus lost and Inter Milan won the Serie A title, their first one in 11 years. Uh, that is a turnout for the books because you would expect, well, it can't always be the same thing, can't it? It's like Rangers and Scottish football. Celtic and Rangers. Like, it comes like Celtic's dominance is over, and I want to say this, yeah, because I'm digressing. I'll get back to Italian in a minute, but I just want to say this quickly. When you look at certain players and you think to yourself, "Oh, you didn't win," like you got all the players, all the decorated players. Like, I bring this up because I was talking about Thierry the other day, and he said he did it for his dad, Thierry Henry. Sorry, Thierry Henry won a few things with Arsenal, and then he needed to win the. He needed to win the. He won a few things with Arsenal, and then he needed to win. What is it? The Champions League. So then he went to Barcelona, and he won more things over there. So then now he's got and he won a World Cup, I believe. So he's got all the medals, or most of the medals. Then you look at someone like Steven Gerrard, who's just got, he ain't even got a Premiership. He's got FA Cup, maybe a League Cup, maybe a Super Cup, and definitely a Champions League. So, and then you look at someone like Frank Lampard, who's got FA Cup, Champions League, Premiership, and then no, I just like comparing things in it, and I thought, wow, so Lampard won the Premiership in that. So then, but now it turns out that he's not that great a manager as of yet. But it turns out that Gerrard seems to be taking this management ship like he took to football. Came out the blocks firing. He's won Scottish Premiership. And I thought, oh, do you know then Gerrard could end up winning. He could be one of those players that maybe he didn't win the Premiership as a player, but when he became a manager, he won everything. You know, like the FA Cup, the Premiership, Champions League, World Cup. Like, and then I thought to myself, what would you prefer to win those things as a player or a manager? And there's a question for you guys to tell me next week. Whoever's listening, if you want to get involved, answer me that question. Hit me up on the Twitter next week and answer that question. So all the medals out there, if you was to win medals, what would you rather win the medals as a player, or as a manager? That is the question out there. So anyway, back to Inter Milan's first league title since 2010. This first league title ended Juventus' reign of winning titles for 9 years. So Inter Milan won their first Serie A title for the first time in 11 years to end Juventus' 9-year reign in Italy. Antonio Conte, who won the Premiership over here with Chelsea, has gone over to Italy, and his side clinched their 19th, that's what they call it, Scudetto, on Sunday after the nearest rivals, Atalanta, drew 1-1 at Salsa. And they are 13 points clear with 4 games left. And the thing about this is where Lukaku's got. And Lukaku's looking like a different sort of beast now. I'm telling you right now, yeah. You Man United fan, listen, I won't lie though. Man United, Solskjaer, you need to sign up Cavani, innit? I don't care what players you get in the this season coming. You need to give Cavani an extension of 1 year. If you haven't done it already, do it fast, innit? Because that's what you need, innit? You need a striker like that. I honestly think you lot might even be able to win the Premiership with him. Right. You can't. Well, you need another one because he can't play every game because he's old. But if he was like 28, 27, my goodness. You got a bargain there. Anyway, I digress, yeah. So, well done anyway to AC Milan and Lukaku looking like a different sort of animal doing this thing. Yeah, so... excuse me. Oh, so yeah. Lukaku, you're doing the thing. AC Milan, we're doing the thing. Juventus, unlucky. I don't know what you're going to do with these players. I'll say it again this season. Champions League. You guys watched the games. It was hotting up. Like I did mention it earlier regarding Chelsea. They got the draw coming back to theirs. And then obviously Man City are 2-1 up against Paris Saint-Germain. Now, I didn't see the game. I heard it was a game of two halves. Man City were really poor in the first half. PSG was really good in the first half, and vice versa for the second half. However, this week should be good. It should be all guns blazing from PSG. These two teams have really got a point to prove, not with each other, but to themselves. They're both semi-finalists, I think. Or even, no, sorry, PSG was a finalist. I don't even think City have got to the finals before. This is the... oh, they're not even there yet. That's what I'm saying. This is the... Yeah. So last season's PSG were finalists and got beaten by Bayern. And City have never been past the semi-finals, I don't think. So it is vitally important to each team, on reflection, that one of them, that they get through. So tomorrow, someone is going to be sorely disappointed. And I don't know if the will of all of City's players, and understand when I say this, they put out 11 players on the pitch. Paris Saint-Germain's going to put out 11 players on the pitch. I don't think the will and the desire of City will be more than PSG's. I just feel that Neymar and Mbappe's will alone is enough to drag that team through. But maybe that's just me talking fart again. But what I mean by that is I'm just thinking of the magnitude of it. But they've capitulated before, ain't they, the old PSG? But I think that's when they've capitulated before and Barca turned them over. Yeah, so they might do. But I just feel that, not that they're going to be too strong for City, because Up Street is a strong team. I just think that they're going to want it more. Not even want it more. I just feel that they're going to be explosive, them two, innit? Like, they've probably been talking about all week, like, man, we need to get into the final, man. We're getting old, mate. Well, Neymar's probably say, look, 28 now, 29, I don't know how much more seasons I need to get this. I need to get this with a different team. I need to win this. So, it should be a very, very, very interesting game. I definitely have to set the alarm to get this, to watch this one. As for Chelsea and Madrid now, not really sure about that one. Like, I don't really want to make no judgments on that one. Zinedine Zidane, bad man as a player. Not too sure as a coach. Thomas Tuchel is coming in impressed. So, should be a good battle. Should be a good thing going on. We don't really know. We'll have to wait and see. But I would. Everyone's saying it might be an all-English final, but I don't know. I would tip. If I had to pick one team, I would probably pick. I don't even want to say Chelsea because I don't want to support Chelsea. So I'm going with Madrid. And I'm going with PSG. I'll be honest, I actually don't want none of them to win the Champions League, Man City or Chelsea. To be honest, I'd rather a foreign team run it. I'd rather a foreign team run it. But anyway, moving on, yeah. Long time since we got involved in some other sports and this thing here. So, who thought boxing? So, Derek Chisora and Joseph Parker fought, but the Brit lost on a split decision in a heavyweight clash. Now, you know this always happens, don't it? Like, I don't know where these Brits go to fight, yeah, but I think they just get skanked out. But this weekend, yeah. Anyway, Joseph Parker edged a split decision win over Derek Chisora on Saturday in Manchester. But Dylan White branded the result a robbery. Dylan White's got mouth now because he knocked out man, yeah, like Povetkin, like. Anyway, the heavyweight slugfest proved entertaining and difficult to score at times, but many weren't happy with the end result. Don't know if it always happens. See you later, Miss Checks there. Many weren't happy with the end result. I don't know where you lot go to fight because you always come back and have these stories. It says the fight began with a knockdown inside 10 seconds as an overhand right from Chisora floored Parker straight away. Now, personally, I didn't see the fight, but I would have thought that Parker would have a bit on him. Yeah, but anyway, he didn't, and Chisora knocked him down, and now it's uproar. Is there going to be another fight? Who knows? But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was your Roll. That was the sports edition. You've been nice for listening. Peace out till next time. Shout out Football Technician. Shout out the group WhatsApp. Shout out Big D. Shout out Sindustries. Trixie Lee, shout yourself up, big up your chest. Now listen, if it looks like trouble, run away. It's the best advice I ever got.
Frustrated with finding the right mastering for your song to a professional commercial standard? New Balance Studios London, UK consists of a combination of great engineers